Uche, try to use your phone for audio. You can use your laptop for video and
We can hear you.
Everyone, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us today in our international webinar. While we are celebrating, we have a nice and special, if not spectacular celebration. We are celebrating our friend's birthday today, but remotely and digitally. We are going to discuss bridging the gap of digital divide by integrating the 21st century learning skills. And of course, we are going to celebrate our host or the founder of 21st Digi Skills, Okbala Emmanuel, and she's going to join us when she has she has some problems with her audio, but she's going to be with us as soon as possible. So let's start by introducing our first. Today we have two amazing keynote speakers, and I think 14 featured presenters who are going to share their best practices, their ideas, how they are integrating technology inside their classrooms. So let me share my screen and start with our amazing keynote speaker, Dr. David from US.
Hi.
To
Ms. Daniels, it's definitely good morning. To me, it's definitely good morning. And to the rest of you, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy birthday to Uche. And my approach to all of this is a little different. It's not better, it's not worse, it's a little different. And I think I bring up some ideas that are critical for the 21st century skills. First, to give you a little introduction, a very short introduction to myself. I earned a bachelor's degree in history, actually Jewish history. Later on, went on and got my master's degree in educational technology, and then my doctorate in learning technologies. So my interest is really in the application of tools, of the digital tools, as opposed to the tool itself. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. I want to start out, whoa, I get a little bit of feedback there. I want to start out with technology. I should say, before I get back to that, amongst the years I've taught in a lot of different places, at different ages. My favorite area of teaching or working in education is in the museum world with what is known as informal learning, or as we like to say now, free choice learning. People come into a museum because they want to learn, not because they're forced to. And they come in with amazing curiosity and energy, and a desire to learn, but to learn in whatever area that they're most interested in and what they are usually what they excel at. So, and the basic uses of the tool, but they don't think about it as more than that. You have a word processor, so Microsoft Word. You have an image processor, Photoshop. But these are all aspects of a tool, and the tool changes all the time. So by focusing on the actual technology, we kind of forget, or often forget, to introduce people to the idea of thinking in technology. And that is something I come to bringing ideas of both Marshall McLuhan, who wrote The Medium is the Message. And as an artist, I did mention that my early studies were in fine art, and I painted for 20 years. I still paint, actually, but then I was doing it more serious. I should say it was my main job. So what you learn as an artist is to work in whatever media you have available. If you have paint and brushes, you paint. If you have pencils, you draw. If you only have a stick in the dirt, then you can draw on the dirt. I remember as a youth taking little berries from a plant next to my house and drawing on the wall. My father was not too pleased with that, but it kind of showed you what direction I was going in. So that's my approach to technology, that it's a tool, and we have to get people familiar with the thought process and kinds of activities that you can do and should try to do, because the technology itself, the tools themselves change constantly. When Apple Computer first started, they were a computer company. Nobody in their mind would have thought that Apple would suddenly become a telephone maker and a distributor of music and media. They were a computer company back then, a technology company, but they changed. Everything changes. So we need to learn how to adopt. That's probably one of the biggest skills, to adopt and adapt at pretty much rapid fire. Every other year or every year, new technology comes out, a new phone comes out, a new something comes out. And while the people at the top of the economic structure can keep up to date all the time, a majority of people cannot. And they're stuck not only with old computers, but not knowing how to use this old technology, and often thinking the only way to use it is properly. It's to be one of the engineers that walks around with a pocket protector in their pocket and all their pens in it. But that's not the case. Where's my slide so I can see it? So what I've noticed over the years is there are two different approaches of educational technology. One is technology as an administrative tool to manage a class, manage a school, for the more formal, often bureaucratic work. The other is technology as a teaching tool, where you're really student-centered and you want to engage students in learning and to introduce them to new ways of working, producing, and communicating. And with that in mind, I always think about how we cannot be limited by lack of the newest, biggest, or most powerful technology. In my city is in a rural community. It's 500,000 people, but they're spread across a large area. It's in a rural community, and they're students who live in areas, farmland, where they don't have Wi-Fi, they don't have, barely have any internet, and they can't afford a computer, so they do everything on the mobile phone. I'm sure that where people are calling from around the world, that you're going to find members of the population that are in that situation. So if I want to use the old English expression, if life gives you a bag of lemons, then you make lemonade. If all you've got are a mobile phone, then you have to teach students how to think in ways that they can really utilize the power and the unique qualities and strengths of a mobile phone, and introduce them to thinking in technology so that they'll see what they can do when they have their basic tool. I remember two particular TED Talks that I heard, both from the African continent. I sadly don't remember their names of the presenters. One gentleman was a plant biologist who was working in Central Africa in banana fields, and he would walk around and, the famous Cavendish banana is dying all over the world. We have other kinds of bananas, but this is the main one. And he was working in these fields in Cavendish bananas, trying to figure out what was wrong and how to protect them. The only tool he had, and a lot of farmers in the country and surrounding countries, the only tool they had was a mobile phone. So people started taking pictures of their bananas and sending it to him, that he would look at and be able to help them diagnose the problem and give them guidance. And so that was something that could not have been done with any early kind of communication technology, where you have a camera and a phone together so you can send pictures back and forth. So the people using it were learning to think in technology, the technology or digital technology. But there's another kind of technology, which is the non-digital. And there's another gentleman in Africa whose story was turned into a book and a movie, where he lived in a village that had no pump. And so it had a well, but it was hard to bring the water up, and it had no electricity to power the pump. So he looked around and looked at all the spare parts and pieces of things around the village, and designed a pump made from all of these spare parts and objects from around the village. and used it to power up a generator that people could use to power their phones and then communicate with everybody else in other countries. So this was you might say, a semi-digital technology. But the main part of it was an analog. He didn't let the situation in which he was in hold him back. And so when you learn to innovate and improvise with the technology that's available, here I'm losing my screen, there it is. Then when you actually get into a computer and actually getting to work with it, you find that you don't have to be an engineer. For those painters, they'll use an artist, they're going to learn to use the computer as an art tool. The engineers will use a computer for an engineering tool. The writers will type up manuscripts and books and papers. It's a lot of different things, and we need to teach the youth, and actually more than the youth. We need to teach people of all ages how to think in using this technology. We need to focus on using whatever you have. If you have the biggest, the best, use it. Great for you. If you don't, then find something else to use. Find another way of doing it. You know, maybe you have to type instead of typing, you have to write out your homework with a pencil, but your teacher's somewhere else. So you get someone years from now, there's a good chance that something's going to totally replace it. You learn to focus on the creativity involved. I mean, my work, I went from acrylic on canvas to doing a lot of digital work. I love a computer, but if I don't have it, then, or if I want to, I work outside to create. So I don't forget these things. It's a different thing when you're typing, but when you're actually making something and drawing something, you're using more skills, which affects the cognitive development of the individual. And that's what you want to do. You want them to get to think. Focus on how you can use imagination with your students. Really use imagination. Assign a project and say, do this project, do it as a group. You do it as a group, you teach collaboration, which I'm sure you all know about. I know you're going to be creating something where the constructivist way of thinking, where you're going to build something that helps teach people, and let your imagination go. I had an assignment, a totally digital assignment when I was in graduate school, where each student was given access to a web platform that allows you to travel around space. You can do a Star Wars kind of trip through space, looking forward, backward, sideways, up, down, whatever you want. And we had to create an assignment of what we would do with this particular software. Most of the people did the understandable space journey, exploration, new planets. Great stuff. My interest is oftentimes how we approach life and how our stories and the narratives inform us. And the traditional narratives are called the myths of our different peoples. And a lot of these myths are inspired by the constellations in the sky. So I live in the northern hemisphere, and I can look up and see constellations that people in the southern hemisphere do not see. Does it mean that theirs is better or mine is better? No, it just means it's something else. So I started to wonder, what would it be like to compare the narratives and the stories and the myths of people from the northern hemisphere with the stories and narratives and myths from the people in the southern hemisphere? We're looking at a completely different sky, a completely different set of constellations. And I began to wonder, do they develop the same kinds of stories and tell the same kind of stories as of their brothers and sisters in the north? So my assignment was not really going into space, but looking into space and thinking about how that space inspires our imagination. It inspires to think differently, and also to think about the comparisons, the similarities and the differences, but that all make us each individual members of individual unique communities. That when we understand it, it helps us become better people as a planet, because we see that there are things that are different, but it's pretty cool because it's great that it's different. It makes it a richer, I'm sure a lot of you eat with, add different spices in your food. It's these spices that make it interesting, that make it tasty. So we get to share in everybody's. Hello?
Excuse me, Dr. David. You have 1 minute remaining. Excuse me. Since we have a lot of, since you have so many guest speakers.
All right.
1 minute, please.
Innovation and all of this will help develop the cognitive development of the individuals, and we're teaching towards the future to whatever technologies may or may not exist, teaching people how to think and use the technology in an effective way. And I thank you very much to everybody here. Happy birthday, Uche. I hope you can hear me. And thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. David. What a great overview of the 21st century skills. Thank you so much. So let's move to our next keynote speaker, Mr. Babatunde from Nigeria. Can you hear us? Yes, let's move to our first featured presenter, Mrs. Shafia from Tunisia. Can you hear us?
From Tunisia.
Yes, hello everybody. Nice
Hi.
to meet you all. Hello. Happy birthday, my dear friend. I hope when you return.
Sevilla from Indonesia.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Shafia, before you start, pay attention to the time, please. You have up to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am Shafia Shukruho from Tunisia. I am computer science teacher in Khairuddin Gharaiba preparatory school. I'm MIA expert, Microsoft Innovator Master Trainer. I am ambassador in the initiative Dari Education. Also, I am a trainer robotics. Now I am ambassador in 21st Digi Skills, the Gilead project. I am so happy with you all. Okay. So robotics in education. 5 good reasons to teach robotics. Develop their competitive instinct in the right direction. So by organizing a competition between students in the same country or with other countries. A good way to integrate programming into education. So in the curriculum in Tunisia, in the middle school, there is robotics. Very useful skills for the future jobs. The future jobs include involved robotics, programming application with mobile, suitable for all students. So any student can code and program. There is also 21st century skills, for example, collaboration, work in team, critical thinking. If there is a false, you can regulate the program. Communication between students, creativity, innovation, and many things. So this robot this robot McQueen. So I use McQueen in my classroom. So McQueen, it is very easy to program. A smart educational robot, small but powerful. So you can find many things. For example, running McQueen, powerful drive motor, full line. You program the robot follow line. Line training expert. With line training sensor, McQueen can move and turn around along with certain routes. Also, we have sharp eyes. You see? So, take ultrasonic sensor, can eyes to avoid obstacle, range and follow objects. Also, light chaser, light and run towards it. Lighting show. So in lighting show, you can create music with buzzer and colorful stage. So there is the buzzer is here. So is here the buzzer. It is very small. So you can find many programs. You can find many competition between students. Play. I say for my students, you can play and learn in the same time. I use also Mainstorms V3. It is very useful in for students. You build the robot, then the program. You can use ultrasonic sensor, sensor of color. You can use many things. So I hope integrate robotics in education.
Thank you so much.
Everywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shafia, for this great. Thank you so much for this great presentation. Thank you. We hope to use robotics education in the near future very soon. Thank you. So let's move to the next feature presenter from, I think he's from Nigeria. Can you hear us, Mr. Amilkan Adiko? Can you hear us? Are you with us today?
Yes, I can hear you.
He's going to tell us how to use AR and VR inside our classroom.
Good day, everyone. I'm Olaleko Adieko. I'm a teacher, a Microsoft certified educator from Nigeria. So I'm happy to be here today. So briefly, because I know I've got 5 minutes. So I'll be speaking on how AR, augmented reality, and virtual reality is reshaping learning. So I'll even throw in another word in there. I'll throw in the mixed reality. So we'll be talking about the three briefly: augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So why do we need VR or AR or mixed reality? What purpose and function will it fulfill? How will the technology be used and managed? I know these days we're as EdTech people, we're vast with other tools out there. So, and today now, VR and AR is another thing that is being thrown into the classroom. So that a lot of people are using it basically in STEM. For example, let's say you want to teach your kids or your students a particular topic and you really want them to be fully immersed into the whole thing. So you might want to look at artificial augmented reality or virtual reality so that your student will feel as if they they are inside a particular environment. So in STEM, it is quite useful when you're taking science or you're teaching technology, or if it is engineering or even mathematics. Maybe you want to have your student travel inside a human body and see how the blood flows and see the vessels and see the veins and all that. So my think of using something like a virtual reality gear, like maybe the Facebook Oculus or HoloLens and other GA out there, maybe the Google Expedition or the YouTube 360 video and what have you. So it's quite useful when you're a STEM teacher, or maybe you want to teach music or arts and you want your student to travel into a particular museum in France. And even these days that traveling outside the country, it's banned here and there because of the pandemic, because of COVID-19. But learning should never stop. Maybe you want your student to travel to a particular place and without leaving the four walls of their classroom, you can look at using virtual reality so that they can put on the gear and they travel to this museum that is in a place, or maybe you want them to have an experience of Mount Everest that is in Nepal, and you want them to just put it on and they travel down there. So it's quite useful also if you're teaching music or you're teaching arts. Same thing for history and geography. You want to see the different pyramids in Egypt or in Sudan or wherever all these monuments are. You want them to travel around all these UNESCO sites. So it's quite useful even for sports and for medical training. These days you've got people that can practically do a surgery by making use of VR or AR. So it's quite useful these days, but there's a thin line difference when you want to compare virtual reality with augmented reality and mixed reality. For virtual reality, you want to be immersed in an artificial environment. But with augmented reality, you still want a virtual object overlaid on the real object. So maybe, for example, the picture I have here is that of one of my students using augmented reality, one called Curiscope. Meanwhile, your student will just put on the t-shirt and you have the app installed on your mobile phone, and with that you can just scan the human body and you see the different systems. So that's augmented reality. Why mixed reality is you have the virtual environment combined with a real world environment. Minecraft they've done something now that you can actually sit down and it will appear as if you're building it right in front of you. So these are the new things that we can look at as educators to spice up teaching in the class. And we don't need a huge amount of money. Many of us will probably look at it and say, yes, over the years, AR and VI is for the people in the gaming industry, and the gears are quite expensive. But even if you don't have enough money to do that, we can look at something like this Google Box, the Google Cardboard, and just make something of it. So for us as educators now, what is the next thing for us to be looking at? Is the content, building content around AR, around VR, around mixed reality. I think that's the in thing now. It should go beyond just having the tools. It should go beyond just having all these gears. Will you spend amount of money to buy maybe Oculus gear that is a couple of hundreds of dollars and what have you? Then you might want to look at the content that the student will be using. So it's not just for them to put something on their faces and say, yes, they are having fun, but how well can they actually learn? So I'm challenging every one of us here, including myself, to look for ways of developing content to support VR, to support AR and mixed reality. And I'm glad that we have this talk now. So, and I know we've got a lot of talented people here that can actually sit down and come up with content. So I was looking forward to some of the things that we'll be working on so that we can work together and bring education to wherever we want it to be. I think my time is up. Thank you for having me. And once again, happy birthday, Uche.
Thank you so much for your great presentation. Thank you, Mr. Adeko. So let's move to our next featured presenter from Kenya, Mr. Felix. Can you hear us? He's going to let us know more about maximizing student learning and engagement with Flipgrid. Can you ask Mr. Felix? Mr. Felix, are you with us? I think he's trying to connect. Mr. Felix. So we can move to the next one.
Hello.
From India.
Hello.
Mr. Yeah, he's back. Yes.
Sorry, Felix is back.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can be able to hear me.
Yeah, Mr. Felix.
Wow, great.
We can hear you.
Good. Okay, fine. Good afternoon, great educators from all over the world. I'm Kamaku Felix. I'm a teacher in Kenya, and I'm going to be taking you through ways in which we can be able to maximize student learning and engagement with Flipgrid. And I just want to start from where my brother from Nigeria has picked from. Even in the topic that I'm going to be talking about, of course, we have augmented reality. So these are things that need to be very practical in our classes, of course, and augmented reality, which is a new feature in Flipgrid. You can be able to use a video QR code to create an engaging way for students to share book reviews. So that is where I begin. Now, to my topic, I'm supposed to be talking about the different ways in which I've been able to maximize student engagement in the class using Flipgrid, and which you can still adopt in your class. And one of them, going to be measuring on different subjects. I'm going to start with mathematics. If you are a mathematics teacher, of course, you can be able to use what we call the private converse, where you can establish conversation around a particular topic. And then you have answer questions, providing individualized support. You can also, we also have what we call math is everywhere. And this is where you invite students to share about mathematics experience outside the classroom. So that is another way you can be able to make use of Flipgrid in mathematics in class. And by the way, I'm a mathematics teacher in one of the high schools in Kenya. Another way you can be able to do that, of course, is number work, and that is number talks. You can be able to do that by building number sense with short explanation of thinking. And then you allow students to respond to each other's strategies or ask questions. Those teachers who are teaching languages, how can we be able to integrate Flipgrid in the classroom? Now, one of them is through digital reading response. And when I talk about digital reading response, this is where you have your students share thinking about an article, a novel, or a particular set book. In Kenya, we have set books. I don't know if they are there in other countries. And then once they go through the same, they are able to respond to their classmates. Another way you can be able to do that in languages is through what we call collaborative writing. And this is where you have your students create and continue a story with each video so that the class produces an original work all together. And that makes learning very engaging with Flipgrid. Another way is what we call fluency practice. And this is where students record a short fluency, where they record and a short fluency read, and the teacher can assess anytime. If you are teaching sciences, how can you be able to integrate Flipgrid in your class? Now, you can be able to do that through what we call a Flipgrid Explorer series. And this is where you connect real scientists for daily prompts and question answer. You can actually have different topics like augmented reality, coding, brain stocks, and so forth. And this is where you bring in your educators, and through question answer, they are able to engage the class. You can also be able to do that through what we call a project status. And this is where you take a status of the class and find out about students' projects or experiment progress. And then you can also have what we call the unit notes in sciences. And this is where you post either teacher or student created videos that chronicle the topics or skills covered. And then the students can go back and review if they get stuck. What about if you are teaching social studies? Now you can be able to integrate Flipgrid by what we call a digital works museum. And this is where you have your students dress up as a historical figure and represent via Flipgrid video. We can also be able to do that in social studies by having what we call the digital debate. This is where this is especially when you are covering controversial topics, you can let your students share their thinking on both sides of the issue. And of course, we have what we call the jigsaw reading, where students read an article and record a video summary to share with the group. And then I'm almost winding. For those who are teaching arts, you can be able to integrate Flipgrid through what we call portfolios. This is where you track learning or create gallery using grids, and students and teachers can comment on the classmates' work. We also have what we call the virtual talent show, where students and staff can show off our talent on a shared Flipgrid. And that will bring about a lot of engagement. And then generally to all the educators, if I come to the educators, how can you as an educator use a Flipgrid to maximize student learning and engagement in the classroom? Of course, you can be able to do that through what we call shared. You can do that through sharing celebration work. This is where you use the students to student. You can be able to do that using student to student replies option. We also have what we call, you can also do that by having what we call staff introduction. This is where you have school staff record a short welcome video and share with the families. We also have self-reflection where you have teachers record a brief reflection on their daily lessons. And at the end of the year, they can be able to review their grades and plan for the next year. We also have what we call the professional learning, where teachers can be able to carry out survey and gather feedback from teachers after an in-service, and they can be able to use the data for later workshops. And of course, you can also be able to use a Flipgrid for global sharing. You can invite teachers from all over the globe to create a grids and build a community of educators. So thank you very much for the session. I want to end by saying that by giving one famous quote by John Dewey, that if we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. We are in the 21st century, and we are talking about 21st century learning skills. We need to embrace 21st century learning skills to make learning for the 21st century learners meaningful. And lastly, I want to thank David Greenfield. He has actually said that we don't need the latest make of gadgets and the most sophisticated smartphone or tablets or even laptops to be able to carry out meaningful learning in the class. What we just need is what we have. We just need to work with what we have. Thank you very much. I'm actually happy to be part of this grand event as we celebrate the date of birth for Uche Okpala Emmanuel. Happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Felix, for this great presentation. So let's move to our next presenter from India. I think she's going to let us know more about the 21st century digital skills, collaboration, and communication. Miss Briti, are you with us?
Yeah. Hello. Namaste.
Yeah.
And
the microphone is yours.
Yeah. Namaste and hello to all the presenters and viewers. I am Preeti Putela, an educator, administrator at Venkateshwar Global School, Delhi, India. And I humbly say that I am a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert 2020-21, a Microsoft trainer, global learning mentor, and a Vaculate community member. Thank you, Uche, for giving us this platform today to bridge the digital divide with the use of powerful 21st century technologies.
Thank you so much.
Here, as the title goes, collaboration and communication. Both go hand in hand. Collaboration just adds the goal of moving a collaborative product forward. But without communication, collaboration cannot happen. Communication allows the collaboration to move further, and collaborative learning makes students with different backgrounds to work together. They come together in a setting that maybe would not be possible if it were not for collaborative learning. So in order to solve a problem, take a decision, students need to communicate with each other. The collaborative learning methodology is ideal for students when they are learning across borders, across the globe. So today what I'm going to talk to you about is the collaborative app, which we are all using, those of us who are using Microsoft tools and are digitally engaging our students. We have been using Vacalate app, and this is an easy to use app, organize and share content from across the web. And with Vacalate, you will never lose a link. So herein, I would also like to talk about, like in the remote learning for communication to go on, it is very important to collaborate, to keep your students engaged, to inculcate 21st digital skills of leadership. And leadership has to be a social one within a decentralized and egalitarian group. So herein, I would like to share with you, how do we create a collection on a Vacalate? First of all, when you go to your Vacalate app, you need to sign up. When you sign it and you give a title to your collection, you keep adding to your collection your images that you have of your own, or you get a free library by the Vacalate app. And then click on the plus button to add on videos to enhance it. I think my time is up. The bell goes. So I'll just take one more minute, add stories to it, add hyperlinks to it, and create your creations. You can collaborate with students, with your fellow mates. You can share the link. There are 8 ways to collaborate with others. So keep creating. I'm riding the Vacalate wave. You too. Try it. It's a very engaging tool with your students and your fellow mates. Thank you. And happy birthday once again, Uche. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Prudence.
Thank you so much. So let's move to our next featured presenter, Mrs. Alina from Russia. Mrs. Aluna, are you with us? Mrs. Aluna is going to let us know more about digital storytelling using this way, Microsoft this way.
Yeah.
Alona, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I am here. Can you?
The microphone is yours.
Yeah, can you give me the right to share my screen, because the format is not nice in your slide. Is it possible?
Please, Ms. Alona, you can tell us, you can just let us know more about your ideas, your best practices. You can tell us, yes, orally, yes. Without, you need to share your screen. Just let us know about your best practices and ideas about using storytelling using this way.
Okay. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Anna. I am from Russia. Well, I do not understand. Someone is talking. Okay. Well, I am from Russia, and I am a Microsoft expert for some years. I teach English at school at Lyceum number 33 in Ivanovo. Also, I am a certified National Geographic teacher and the ambassador of Flipgrid. But today I am going to talk to tell some words about Sway and digital storytelling with Sway. And the reason is that I'm sure that it is not a secret for you that nowadays we have, I mean the educators, we have a great problem that children, teenagers of the modern society don't read a lot. And as a result, they can't form their thoughts. It's rather difficult for them to retell the stories. They have some problems when they try to give their opinion, and especially when they try to explain something to teachers during the lessons or during the after-school activities. That's why I suppose that Sway is a good tool which can help teachers, educators, and the students during the learning process. And Microsoft Sway, it is a digital storytelling website that integrates with the Office Online. Teachers and students log in with their Office credentials and follow the short tutorial to get oriented on how to add text, and images, and then how to customize the way users will scroll through a story. Layouts include horizontal, vertical, and the slideshows. Students or teachers can create new presentations, new form of presentation. I'm sure you also use not only Sway but PowerPoint. And it's good that you can use different kinds of presentations and different forms of presentations from scratch, generate the topic outline, or upload a document, I mean a Microsoft document. The insert features allow students to pull in content such as pictures, videos, animated GIFs from their devices, OneDrive account, or from the web. Students can also collaborate on presentations with shared URL. And if we speak about the 21st century skills, we know that collaboration is one of them. Once students complete their design, they can share a public or a private link to it online via the Sway website, or just keep the Sway logo on their devices. The site offers a short tutorial and a few lessons that highlight what's possible and provide some inspiration to teachers and students who want to make their presentations top. But without a decent-sized gallery of ideas or lessons, they will find themselves largely on their own to think of creative ways to present materials. Consider using Sway as a digital portfolio tool where students can offer highlights of their written and visual work on the web. Students can share their work with peers in a virtual show and tell style gallery work. Liven up a lab report by having your students import charts, graphs, and images from their latest lab into Sway, and then have them enter their written responses in between. Or have your students create a digital story presentation, researching a topic, and then adding appropriate images to heighten the effect. It's a great tool, a great app, and a new presentation tool which gives an alternative form of presenting information in a really nice way. It also allows students to use their creativity because there are different kinds of designs. They can work together and collaborate, and it's a great way, it's a great kind of help for students. I mean, visually storytelling, so they can use the plan and illustrate something for story, for report, or something like that. I suppose it's rather good for teenagers. Students can import passages from the short story, novel, or play, and then include images and video to tell their story visually. Teachers can take advantage of Sway's easy design templates and the simple creation platform too, so you can use it for your lessons and after-school activities. Support your lessons with striking visual content and collaborate with colleagues to add layers of interest to staff meetings and professional development presentations. As for students, I told you that they can use Sway for research reports, for class presentations, for thesis report, or student's portfolio or CV resume. Sway supports a variety of interactive elements, including YouTube videos, Scratchfab 3D content, maps, sound clips, tweets, and office documents. So it can help not only our students, but both teachers. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Alona, for your great presentation. Of course,
Thank you very much, Sharina.
Really amazing to use Sway for digital storytelling inside our classroom. So let's move to our next feature.
Thank you, Lena, ma'am. More information about Sway.
Let's move to Mr. Pradeep from India. is going to let us know how technology has taken his students to global platform.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mohammed.
Pradeep, can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here. Thank you, Mohammed. Good afternoon, all from India. I am Pradeep Devre. I am a government school teacher from India and working in the tribal and remote area where a student doesn't have a lot of physical resources. And my subject is that how I use technology to take my students at the global platform. Even they didn't hear about the word global itself. Actually, I am working in the tribal area. My students are the ward of mine workers, so they don't have a lot of resources with them. But using my own laptop, computer, and my own Android gadgets, I used to take them at the global platform to boost their qualities and boost their learning and to get the 21st century skills, right, like critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. This is my first year. I have been selected for the title Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. Till August 2019, I was not introduced to this global platform, but my friend Narayan Mangalram introduced me Microsoft Education community, and I entered to the Microsoft community, and I have been collaborated throughout the year with a lot of world educators and their students, and also given opportunity to my students to collaborate with and to communicate with a lot of students from different countries and with their teachers itself. We have used Skype in the classroom for exploring a lot of cultural, historical, and geographical diversities of the countries from all over the world. And a lot of educators are here present, like Lucine and Elena is there. We have communicated and collaborated in a lot of projects. I have collaborated with Elena card exchange project, and we have sent cards which has been made by my students to her school in Russia, and she also sent the cards to my students. Another project my students have been participated is schools around the world, and which has been initiated by Lucine Jangirian. She is also from Russia, and my students use Flipgrid to collaborate in this project, and we have explored a lot of learning about environment and our own countries' diversities. Another tool I have used Wakelet, and I curate a lot of information for my students to boost their own learning with their regular textbooks. I have gathered a lot of information regarding English as well as social studies in Wakelet and shared the course to my students. Also, I have created QR codes with using Flipgrid. I have recorded my lessons and made in Flipgrid and made QR codes, and also paste them QR codes in the textbooks of my students so that they can use easily all these QR codes and get learned. All these technologies I have been using since last year, and successfully culminated and into my classroom. Before that, my classroom was a very simple is there, and I was using traditional way to teach my students. But because of Microsoft and all these technical tools, I have taken my students at the global platform and given them opportunity to collaborate, to communicate with a lot of educators from the all over the world. We have also um, mm, participated in a project. It is initiated by Manuela Correa from Portugal. It was a plastic brigade project, and my students had taken participation in that project, and they have creatively made a very nice garden fencing garden using the raw bottles of plastic. So we have created all these things with the collaboration. We also participated in a musical exchange project with Boom Whackers, with Efi Baktevana, and also we have exchanged our musical platforms to her, and she also shown my students how to use Boom Whackers to create music and learn English. We also already talks about schools around the world, and there were more than 10 countries and educators participated in that project. Lucin is the initiator of that project, and my students also participated in schools around the world. We were three in a group. Reading project with Anna Dagaleva on the Flipgrid, and we have participated
Excuse
in
me,
that.
Mr. Pradeep. You have
Okay,
less than
okay,
1 minute.
yeah, I am going to finish it, and we have participated in that reading project. And from the last 4 months, we are in a lockdown situation. Our schools are totally closed. Yet I am using all these technologies and Skype in the classroom to teach my students, as well as those students who don't have such gadgets and don't take part in my teaching. I personally meet all those students, and I have created a lot of PDF and worksheets, and also distribute those worksheets with those students and help them to learn and sustain their learning. Thank you to provide me this platform. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
Pradeep.
Thank you, Mr. Pradeep. Thank you. So our next presenter is from India, is going to let us know more about Bansi. Mr. Era Gopinath, are you with us? Can you hear me? The microphone is yours.
Yeah, yes, sir. Vanakkam. Hi, welcome to all this nice session arranged by 21st DigiSkills and giving a nice opportunity to share interactive EdTech tool used in our classroom. That's Bansi. I'm from Tamil Nadu, India, working as a second grade teacher in Panchayat Union Primary School, Ondikuppam, Tiruvallur district. We are practicing the ICT tools and Microsoft tools in education in our classroom. I designed my classroom to access the global classrooms, global communication throughout the world. So I designed the interactive board in my classrooms to enjoy the content learning through the interactive platform, and also using the ICT tools. Today, Bansi is create virtual classrooms and create a collaboration among the students. We can create an username, password to collaborate and submitting the projects to the teachers and collaborate with the friends. In Bansi, we can add 18 type of contents to make the content will be more effective. We can add text and images and videos, and students also record a video and send to the teachers as a projects. And also we can embed the content as a PDF or a PowerPoint video slides to that Bansi. And also after creating the Bansi, the students are encouraged by the badges they're providing. After creating a single Bansi, they're providing a badge and zip content to the student to encourage. After creating the 5 Bansis, the students are encouraged with another badges, and also creating 3D effects and 3D graphics, and so many contents are available in the Bunzi. It will be more effective to use in our classrooms. So in Bunzi, we can use the live content, and also the 3D animation content also we can use in Bunzi. Later in the chat box, I will provide how the Bunzi looked in classrooms, and I give some information about Bunzi. Bunzi is interactive collaborations, and also using the 3D content, we can rotate the 3 dimension of the live pictures to the students, and also they enjoy and understanding the simple points relevant to the topics. Then after this the completion of Bunzi, we can share it as the link, and also we share it with the Bunzi users, and also we can create a QR code. The QR code of the content is always available inside the Bunzi content. So we can use it, the QR code, and share it with our Bunzi, and also with the students and other educators throughout the global level. So the Bunzi is, we can embed the Bunzi content in our web pages and the platforms and any other things. So the students can access in the web pages in our websites, and also use it in web pages. So the Bunzi is the effective tool, and also the use Bunzi in Microsoft Teams, Google Classrooms. Also we can give as assignments using this Bunzi. So the Bunzi is an interactive collaboration tool. The multimedia contents also available. So we can use it in our classrooms, make our classroom very effectively. Thank you, Uchilinda ma'am, for giving this nice opportunity to providing this information about Bunzi. Thank you, Nandri.
Thank you so much, Era.
Thank you so much. Let's move to our next presenter from Argentina, Miss Maria. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Miss Maria, are you there? Miss Maria, can you hear me? Perhaps she could join us later. So let's move to the next one. The next one is me. Yes. So first of all, I'd like to thank the keynote speakers and the amazing presenters for being with us today and for joining us in our special international webinar while celebrating our great friend Ochilinda Okbala's birthday in her special day. So let me first give a special thanks to Miss Ochi for inviting me to be a part of this amazing event. And of course, I can't thank Miss Stormy Daniel, our strong backbone, for doing great work from the background. I think that she is a great backbone who made our great event a huge success. My topic today is going to be about the impact or the power use of using Skype in the classroom. My points will be: what is Skype? Types of Skype, what is a mystery Skype, and the types of mystery Skypes. First of all, I am so proud to be a 21st DigiSkills ambassador. So I'm introducing myself right now as an ambassador for the 21st DigiSkills. And as I'm talking about Skype in the classroom, I'm not going to mention just only one thing. I am a Minecraft global mentor and global learning mentor, formerly named the Skype Master Teacher. So what is Skype? Skype is just only to take your students virtually around the world without leaving your classroom. You are traveling virtually around the world without tickets, without passports. So you are going to meet other global friends, global educators from around the world. There are so many types of Skypes. There may be guest speakers sessions. You can invite guest speakers inside your classroom, or you can be invited as a guest speaker to other classes around the world. There may be some kinds of mystery Skype, and I'm going to mention what is a mystery Skype and how are you going to play it, and what types of master Skypes are there? Of course, you are going to have some kinds of Skype lessons. You may be invited as a guest speaker to present some Skype lessons, or maybe to introduce some virtual field trips, like the amazing virtual field trips done by our great friend Rosa from Portugal. Also, there is an amazing virtual field trip inside Russia, inside the Russian Museum, done by our great friend Helen. So this can be virtual field trips, Skype lessons, maybe master Skype sessions, maybe guest speaker sessions. So a master Skype session, it's a game. You have two classes. One class is here, the other is there. You are going to play a master Skype game. You are going to ask yes or no about maybe about location. Maybe master Skype animal. You are going to ask about a mystery animal. Maybe about a mystery number, maybe about a mystery event, historical event, or a famous author, famous writer. So you are going to play mystery Skype with two classes. Maybe you are going to ask yes or no about your location, about a number, about a mystery animal, about an event, historical event, maybe about a famous writer or author. Also, you have to know that till now, we are using Skype in the classroom since 2012. We have done nearly 3,000 mystery Skype sessions across the world. For 5 years, we are using Skype in the classroom to empower, to equip, to inspire our students of today to be the leaders of tomorrow. Great friend Ochi, Linda, Oktala, and thank you for inviting us to be a part of your special celebration. And I hope all your dreams come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hassan.
Our next presenter is from Nepal, Mr. Bebash from Nepal. He's going to let us know more about Class Dojo, how he is integrating the Class Dojo inside his classroom. So the microphone is yours, Mr. Bebash. Can you hear me? Mr. Bebash, can you hear me?
Yeah, please. Yeah,
Mr. Bebash, can you hear me? You have up to 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Especially before I start my session here, I would like to thank you, the founder, Eileen Okabla, the founder who has organized this wonderful session so that we can meet all the educators of the world. Similarly, I would like to thanks to moderator as well as host Mohammed, Istomi Daniel, Anna, and all the previous key speaker as well as who is listening to me. So, Eileen Okapla, you are very lucky because on your birthday you host a wonderful program so that everyone is wishing on you. And again, I'm also sharing the same things. Happy birthday to you. Many, many happy returns of the day. Here, in today's session, bridging the gap of digital divide by integrating the 21st century learning skills. As I'm from Nepal, all the respected educators, now I will be sharing with you regarding the Class Dojo. I am Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert from Nepal, as well as Microsoft Innovative Educator Trainer. And I am working as more than 20 digital tools ambassador, like Nearpod, Seesaw, Flipgrid, Wakelet, Class Dojo, Edupuzzle, and so on and so on. So among these digital tools, today I'm sharing with you regarding the Class Dojo. And in the context of my Nepal, at first the technology has developed the confidence level of my students. I'm working as a trainer here in Nepal as well as high school teacher and English lecturer at university level. When I use the technology, it has really developed the confidence of our learner. In which part, let me elaborate it. I remember the days I had first mystery Skype session with Serbian teachers. And when we do mystery Skype session, when we connect with international educators, when we do collaborative project, my students who English is not first language, they hesitate to speak English. And when I do mystery Skype session as well as collaborative project, their confidence level has been progressed. It has been developed. Here, after utilizing the technology, doing mystery Skype session, I learned from international webinar like MergeCube. Similarly, I learned Class Dojo in one of the international webinar that was held by some other educators, maybe Stormy Daniel or other educators. And when I connect internationally, when I learn, when I share session, I get some idea. And those ideas I integrate, I sit into my ELT classroom. As a result, today my students, they use Flipgrid, they are able to use Nearpod, they are able to use Wakelet and others. Among these, why I am sharing the Class Dojo is that at the present moment, in Class Dojo, the student, they can write a text in the context of my country, Nepal, where maximum students, they are from the farmer background, and they don't have good access of internet also, so they use the data. In that condition, when they use the Class Dojo, they record their voice, they record their videos, and they send to the educators, they send to me. Similarly, they write the text and send to me, and I can grade their text. When I grade them, when I grade their assignment, it encourages them to do more and more to utilize the technology. So, in Class Dojo, student can send their videos, they can send their recording audios, as well as they can send their pictures to the teachers. And I generally grade it, give them the good remarks so that it will encourage them. And as a report, I share the files with their parents also. So here, technology, when I use those sorts of technology, I can share how far the students have been learning English. I can submit, I can share the reports to their parents. And the parents also, not only the technology at the present moment, not only directly support to the students. In my experience, it has also support, it has also encouraged the parents that their son and daughters are working towards their learning in the 21st, or they are the 21st century kids. Here, all the respected educators, technology won't replace the teachers, but those teachers who don't use technology will be replaced by those who do. As this was the saying by George Soros. Similarly, at the present COVID-19 pandemic situations, we all have to accept that anyhow, whether it's Google Form or whether it's Scout or whether it's Quizzes or any form, any tools, we all have to apply it. If we can't utilize, there is no way that at least we have to crawl. For that, we, the teachers, we, the educators, at the present moment, if doctors are saving the world, we teachers are shaping the world. I can say you proudly, we are shaping the world. So where to go, which direction to follow in this present moment. I have been using the Class Dojo here in 5 minutes time. It's less because I have been providing more than 60 as a key speaker, also sharing the different digital tools here within my country and beyond my nation too. So anyhow, we have to adopt those technology. And we have to not only here, today we are having the theoretical session. So from here, I would like to request the founder, Lin, Okla, and other co-hosts, as well as other moderators and other educators who are watching us lively. Please, let's create a practical session too, so that I can share regarding Class Dojo practically, and other educators who did regarding Wakelet, robotics, because at the present moment, when we learn practically, we can implement into our classroom. But when I hear, I forget. I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, I understand. So let's understand. For understanding, we have to learn it practically. And here, after using the Class Dojo as well as different sorts of tools, my students' confidence level has been increased. In the similar way, when I see their videos as well as audio, text, I myself feel proud that I don't say here I'm 21st century educator, but I'm at least crawling in 12th century, because for 21st, we have to learn so many things. And I'm from English background. ICT is just my passion. And integrating into classroom, that's my dream, and I have been working on this same field. So respect to all the educators. I hope that in upcoming times we'll have the wonderful practical sessions, so that let's implement, let's understand something practically, and let's bring changes in our classroom, and let's hear how far our students have done it practically. So by saying this thing, thank you, and again, happy birthday to you, and respect to all the educators. Have a wonderful time and stay safe. Let's make the social distance productive. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vivek, for your amazing presentation. Let's move to our next presenter, Miss Nisha from India. She's going to let us know more about how she is using Flipgrid within her students inside her classroom. Miss Nisha, the microphone is yours.
Hello, namaste to all. Myself Nisha, I'm from India. I'm a social science educator in SGS Word School Rajkumar. Today I'm very happy to hear. First of all, happy birthday to Miss Uche. Thank you for giving me this platform. Now I'm talking about how I integrated Flipgrid in my class. Flipgrid is a platform in which my students share their views after their class. Whenever I complete my chapter, I share my grid with my students, and my shy students share their videos as a response how they understand the content and how they know about the topic. Flipgrid is a platform in which we collaborate with many countries. We have done many projects with many countries in Russia, Kansas, Finland, Florida. It's a useful platform for us as well as the students and the teachers. Flipgrid teaches the digital citizenship lessons of commenting and communicating effectively with others via videos and via. I think teachers should need to spend a bit of time talking about proper commenting and meaningful replies, so that students will not shy, and they will respond very well in a great manner. Flipgrid provides an easy way for students to watch other students' videos, self-respect, learn to each other, and compare their learning with each other. This allows them to think about thinking and naturally them into a state of metacognition. Flipgrid is a platform where we discuss our queries with our students. If my student face any difficulty, if they don't have time to speak in the class, and if they feel shy, they send their videos in a Flipgrid and ask questions about any their query. Flipgrid is a platform which helps my students to raise their confidence, and they become very intelligent in their English language as well as their social science subject. And thanks for Uche for giving me this opportunity and this platform to share my ideas with you all. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nisha.
Thank you.
Can hear you. Please, can you show my slide? Can you show my slide?
You can. Of course, you can let us know more about your amazing ideas and the best practices. Orally, without no need to share your slides. No need to share your screen.
Okay, I was asked to talk about the 21st century evolution. And since the time is a little bit shorter and shorter, I will concentrate on the teacher's role and the necessity of change. About myself, I live in Israel. I'm a teacher in elementary school, Weizmann Elementary School in the center of Israel. I have a master's degree in humanistic studies from the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. I will start showing my recording because I wanted to save some time. But if the time will allow, I will share some experience from my class.
You have up to 5 minutes.
5 or 6 years ago, that my class would visit countries all over the world by virtual field trips or Skype lessons, that I would become a member of a wide world educators community, that I will become a guest speaker at Microsoft Education and share my lesson there. I wouldn't believe it. But it did happen. This means that I have made the required changes in my work methods, and by doing so, I was able to maintain my relevance in the eyes of the students and of the 21st century education system. People have no idea how fast things are, rapidly and constantly. Young people today change professions every few years. So how do we prepare our students for an unknown future? A future in which employment opportunities are constantly changing. This is not an easy question to answer, but one possible answer is by educating our students to be citizens of the world, to be open to and tolerant to others, and by preparing them to this future. Reality is changing in 5 trends: social, technological, environmental, economical, and political. That's why students today are not the people the education system was built to teach. Students today have a variety of digital tools and a huge treasure trove of information sources. But is it enough that the knowledge is within reach in Google? Did teachers finish their job? So how can we make the change? Because students are up to date. They were born to this reality. It is us who has to make the change. So let's try and making education relevant. The change must be made on 2 levels. Professional development of the teacher must be adapted to the requirements of the 21st century. Development and adaptation of teaching methods to the requirements of the 21st century. I'm sure that all of us are familiar with the 4 C's, the skills of the 21st century. But to be familiar with is not enough. We must use it in class. I mean, of course, to communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity and innovation. Now, I would like to enhance the talk about creativity and innovation in class. So, what is creativity in the teaching learning process? Creativity is a cluster of skills that are needed to produce ideas that are both original and valuable. The teaching creativity has been defined as teacher using imaginative approaches to make learning more interesting, exciting, and effective. How do we bring creativity into the classroom? First of all, we have to make the right mix of creativity along with curriculum, and then to embrace creativity as part of the learning. We have to think of creativity as a skill of expression and to create a program to develop creative skills. And of course, we have to use emotional connections. For creating a compassionate and accepting environment in class, we have to be present with students' ideas, to encourage autonomy, to reward assignments, to promote creative thinking, to give students direct feedback on their creativity, and to help students know when it's appropriate to be creative. By doing all of these, students do not remain indifferent. They are curious and eager to explore. I want to tell you now about project-based learning in my class and how I teach geography in the first grade, in addition to other subjects. I incorporate digital tools into my teaching using interdisciplinary approach and project-based learning. I use Skype collaborations and share our learning with other classes in the world. The topic was saving the Mediterranean. After watching and discussing ecological problems around the world, students began to learn about environmental problems in our area. From this, the students eventually realized that there was a direct or indirect connection between the local and the global. I didn't teach them about the problems, but I gave them the opportunity to self-learning in teams and to face the problems themselves. To enhance the students' environment interaction in order to create a strong emotional connection and enhance the experience of the connection to nature, we went to the beach. After spending the time on the beach and watching pictures and videos in class, the students were shocked and they have already started talking about that people must change their habits and attitude towards nature, that governments need to act, factories need to think about nature.
Using and integrating technology inside his classroom. Mr. Fred. Mr. Fred, are you there? So let me introduce our founder today, Miss Oshi. Miss Oshi. Let me introduce Miss Oshi, the founder of the 21st Century DigiSkills, and the one who invited us today to her special event, a special international webinar to celebrate, to share the celebration with her. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, the keynote speakers, the featured presenter, Mrs. Stormy Daniel, the great and the strong backbone today. But for her, our event wouldn't have been a success. So let me introduce Miss Oshi to let us know more about herself and close our international webinar today. Miss Oshi, the microphone is yours.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, to have you here today to mark my birthday. Hello, am I audible? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I am
super. All right. I am super excited because this is the best ever gift that I could get my birthday. For you educators across the globe to join me here to mark my birthday, and not only that, to launch my initiative. First of all, my name is Uchelin from Nigeria. I'm a teacher, ICT teacher from Federal Government College, Daura in Katsina State, Nigeria. I'm also a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, a Microsoft Global Learning Mentor. I'm a Flipgrid certified educator, work-led ambassador, National Geographic certified educator. The thing is that for what really prompts this is that I'm a finalist, okay, as a future change maker to the World Force campaign for She Transform Tech. That's what really inspired me the most. Okay, the one thing about 24 DigiSkills is without technology of these days, we are not going to do anything. Technology cannot work on its own. It's left for you and I to come together to make it work for digital skills today, future ready tomorrow, by imparting lives, changing lives, by imparting STEM education. Just like former speakers has said, we can do it anywhere you are. Start with little you have. Even having all this technology in place, there's some people that in a remote area that's having challenges on digital divide. How could we as a teacher, as a student, as whatever you are in different areas of your profession, we could join hands together to actually make this work with 21st century skills. We are in this 21st century world. Without this technology being put in place at the right time, okay, even in and outside the classroom, we are not going to make any headway to ensure the sustainability of the global goals, which one of our team is a quality education. So with that, us coming together as one big happy family to address these issues of digital divide. This is one of the primary objectives of digital skills, setting it up to address these issues. So I'm so excited, and as I'm launching it today, everyone, just like former speaker said, that it has to be practical. It's not all about saying or having it. Let students see how this actually works. Let's utilize the little resources and tools we have in our classrooms to make a better place, to build a sustainable ecosystem of learning, okay, of lifelong learning for our students, that are future leaders. Whatever you're doing without tech, you're not going to make any headway. So the ambassadors of these skills will come together, are working seriously to make sure that all these digital divide will be addressed. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I don't want to waste your time. You've really made my day. In fact, this is the best gift that we ever get. So we are going to join together. We are going to collaborate. This is a global collaboration. I'm so super excited for having wonderful educators from across the globe to honor my invitation. I'm so happy. I don't even, I'm short of words right now. So thank you so much for this. For you to be here, I'm okay with it. But what I'm saying is that whatever I know, especially in Nigeria, where the northern part where I am, especially the women, that some are having phobia. Okay, thank you so much. My time is up. But together we can make a huge difference. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so super excited. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's like, we'll have any speaker around. Are we calling it a
Yes.
I'm highly honored.
Happy birthday too.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Chen. I joined from Zambia. I'm very happy to be part of this project. Ahmad and the other presenters, we are very happy. It's good. It has been ages. Hope we are going to collaborate again. Thank you very much for allowing me to attend.
All right. Okay.
May kindly please share the survey link for the certificates for the presenters and the participants?
Okay. For all the presenters, the participants of today, those that join us today, you're going to fill this form as I'm going to press it in the chat box. Could you please fill it for you to get your certificate of participation? Okay.
Awesome. Yes. All of you are asked to fill in the survey just only for the certificates for attending with us today. You can also share on our Facebook group. Ochi, you can share on our Facebook group.
Yeah. is there a pasted the form? Please, could you please fill the form for you to get your certificate of participation? I'm so happy. I don't even, I'm sure of words. I can't even thank you enough. Okay, thank you so much, wonderful educators. Who I'm really inspired, highly inspired. I believe that I'm going to win this as a finalist in the campaign for She Transform Tech as a future change maker. I can't do this alone without you guys on my side. So together, we are going to make this work. We're going to do a lot of things. We're going to collaborate with a lot of projects and campaign for these 21st century skills. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there any question?
Thank you so much, Uche. This is my first ever presentation, and you have given me and trust me to present myself on this platform. It was really nice to meet all these educators. Actually, I am very fond of all these educators. They are what they are doing at their places, at their classrooms. Thank you again.
Thank you. Better together. Thank you.
We are better together, just like she said. We are better together.
Yeah.
Strong together, Uchi. We are strong together.
Yes.
Yeah, we are stronger together. Please.
Yeah, the more we support each other, the more we support each other, the better teaching we provide.
I don't know if anybody having anything to say. Daniel, are you on there? Are you there? Maybe she would like to say one or two things. Anna, thank you so much. Nadia, I have a lot of friends on board. Thank you so much for joining us in this wonderful occasion. In fact, to celebrate my birthday. This is the best ever gift that you guys have given me today. I'm super excited, honestly. I'm a celebrant. I'm already a celebrant, you know. Thank you so much for making it happen. It's not by my power.
Before
Please, can I make one request? Can I make one request, ma'am?
I'd like to invite all the participants.
Hello, I want to make one request. I don't know, maybe there will be opportunity of uploading all their presentation on the platform so that most of us can have it. They can get us the presentation so that we can have it personal.
Yeah, all the materials you get it on our Facebook page, 21st Digit Skills. Okay? You also get it on 21stdigitskills.com. I'm going to put it up there.
I'd like to invite all of you to share your kind words on our chat for our great friend Ochi celebrating her birthday and sharing her special day today. Just only you can share your kind words on our chat.
Okay. You everyone that really actually made this work. Without you guys by my side, you got my back. Without you guys, I wouldn't have, this event would have been successful. And I would forever be grateful to you guys, honestly. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Is there any question? Oh, Felix, you're back. Yeah, Felix, you're back. Yeah. Okay, I can hear you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. Annie, could you please go ahead? I can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That was a great session. Nice to meet you. Happy birthday to you. And take another this type of webinars. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Does anybody have something to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Uche.
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, happy birthday. It was such a great session. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Together we can make a huge difference.
Sure.
Hello, Miss Uche.
Yes, man.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
I want to say once again, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Although we'll still talk at length because we are very close here.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Uche, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
I just want to wish you a happy birthday. Honestly, you're such an inspiration. Thank you so much. And thanks to all the speakers. It was really a good one. Thank you so much, ma'am. And a happy birthday.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, biggest, my big sis. Thank you so
Linda,
much.
maybe it's just some few words. I think it has been amazing. You see, to collaborate with you and to listen to different speakers. We hope next time we'll also be part of people are going to facilitate. I'm happy to be part of this group. And I hope other colleagues.
Yeah, no,
happy
sure.
birthday. Yeah, happy
Thank
birthday.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Is there any other person that would like to say anything?
Hello, Mr. Chair. This is Mickey Opala. I'm super excited for you. I just want to wish you happy birthday and thank you for this innovative program. Moreover, notwithstanding where we are close in Nigeria, I look forward to learning more from you. I'm so excited for you. Happy birthday and have a wonderful and blissful moment. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hello everybody. Hello, Mr. Abdullah. Hello, Mr. Abdullah from Morocco. Thank you for joining us today.
How are you all? I wish happy birthday for Ichi, and I will say that this session is very great. And thank you all for your nice presentation, and good luck for you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. Oh.
Yeah. How are you, ma'am? Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Super
Very happy returns of the day, and thanks for the session. It's amazing to me. Thanks to all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, then.
Uche, when are we going to have the next session? Let's hope I didn't join in very late.
I know, I'm so sorry. I know a lot of educators would have loved to join us, but this just came as a surprise to me when I got the mail that I'm one of the finalists in a future change maker in a campaign to transform, she transformed tech on WordPress. So I was left with no any other option than to make use the little resources that I had. To, in fact, it wasn't easy though, but this is serious. Okay, we have started. As we launch it today, it's a continuous process. Everyone will be involved. That is one of the 21st century skills, collaboration. So as you can see, we have wonderful speakers that share their professional expertise on this subject matter. So without people coming on board, we are not going to make any headway. So everyone is invited to collaborate with us, okay? Digital is open. Our hands is open to make this world a better place, to build a sustainable ecosystem of lifelong learning to our students, to not only students, teachers, communities, schools. There are some that are still having the issues about problem of digital divide. That we are the primary purpose of DigiSkills is to address those issues, okay, thereby imparting more knowledge of 21st century learning skills to all of them. To anywhere, not it doesn't segregate everybody anywhere in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we would love to, later on, I think I will collaborate with a lot of ladies because there's a project we are doing called Inspire Girls. So all women who are using technology to teach, and also probably I'll ask you to maybe capture simple videos so that we can send to the girls in schools in Zambia so that they can be inspired. So there's a project we are doing in collaboration with World Computer Exchange. It's called Inspire Girls. So some of you, I'll reach you, Rina, Linda, and I can see Nadez and others, Daniels. I'll send you a link, and other ladies who are the female folk who have joined Linda on this platform and others. I'll send you a link so that probably you can inspire the girls around the globe. Thank you very much. We'll continue collaborating.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
thank
what
you.
we're here for.
Thank you.
So, Ochi, before we end our meeting, I'd like to thank all the participants who joined us today, our keynote speakers, our featured presenters, who made our event a success. And before ending our meeting, I invite you, Ms. Ochi, to close our meeting today.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I invite you before ending our meeting. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Ms. Ochi? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Papa, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah?
Yeah. I really can't thank all of you enough, the keynote speakers, our featured presenters, our participants who joined us today. But for them, our international webinar wouldn't have been a success. And a special thanks again to Mrs. Stormy Daniel for her great efforts with us. And before ending our meeting, I invite you, Ms. Ochi, to close our meeting. Since we are spending over 2 hours, and we all really enjoyed every second passing. We are here for more than 2 hours. So I invite you to close our meeting today.
Okay. In respect of all that has transpired today, I appreciate everyone that's contributed in one way or the other, the organizers, the ambassadors of Digital, and even those that couldn't make it. We're going to have more sessions, more webinars and trainings and all that. So I thank you for joining us today. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been on this space, and this is the best tip that I could get, especially on this my auspicious day. Thank you so much. So
thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. You're welcome.
Please do not forget to fill the certification form. Please, it's on the chat box. Click on the link to fill the form for you to get your certificate. Okay, certificate of participation. I really appreciate you guys.
Filled it. Thank
Namaste.
You. Namaste.
Pretty. Thank you. So namaste, G, Nani.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, and special thanks to Mr. Muhammad. Thank you. Shukran.
Everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, party time. You guys are not dancing. Come on. Woo.
Can I come to Dora for my cake?
I'm going to upload it. Just watch. Go to our website. So
Okay.
business.com, you see it there. You're going to download it.
We are expecting the party cake, please. The party cake, please.
Party cake, shake out your mail. Just be on the lookout, okay? Shake your mail. You're going to download your cake. Wonderful cake.
Okay.
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 Thank you from Italy,
Mohammed.
Coach.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Nina, Nisha. Thank you, Amma, Shefiat. Everyone, Miss Daniels, Mohammed, and all the speakers, keynote speakers, those that couldn't make it, I'll be forever be grateful to you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to carry the day. Don't go nowhere. Just watch out for DigiSkills, more future collaborations. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, sign up music. Hi. So you're going to draw the copy to